Hi, I'm Carcino. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. Greetings, Earthlings. And everything is back okay in Nick World. Nick World, what's up? It's your boy Carcino here. The Lakers got Deandre Ayton. The Knicks got Mike Brown. It's looking more like what I told you, right? See, people forget, because there's so much going on in information, people forget what people actually say. When I laid down the storyline, when I said the Knicks and the Lakers would meet in the NBA Finals, people are going to forget I said that. People are going to forget that I said Mike Brown and Luke Walton, because those were the names that were given, that one of those guys would be the head coach. People are going to forget that I said Mike Brown was the perfect candidate for this job. They're going to forget all of it. And why is Mike Brown the perfect candidate for the Knicks job? The reason we started here is because this is where the drama is. The Knicks have all the drama because this is the team of never was. You know, they always come up short. They always the team that lacks. And they're like the guys that you want to root for and say, you know, they can do it. They can get that wagon over the top, but it keeps going back down the hill like Jack and Jill. Now, the Knicks, waiting before or after the draft, free agency started, and now you want to hire a coach, is what Paul Pierce called nicking. That's just the Knicks nicking. That's what they do. And they act like, it's funny because Knicks fans are very funny, because they act like it's a strategy. Like it's a cool thing. Like we keep it all our stuff secret. Everybody else is getting coaches and getting their team set up for the draft and free agency. We'll get our team after free agency. Yeah. Then we'll start developing stuff and putting stuff together and grabbing stuff left last minute when people left around. Yeah, we got all our money tied up. We really can't make a lot of moves, so we got to just get people for the cheap, for the low. Oh my God, we only one piece away, fellas. Oh man, next year will be the theatrical performance of the NBA circus, and we'll see where it takes us from there. There's been a lot of fallout over categories, sporting decisions that have happened. But now that NBC's here, we're into this new licensing agreement from broadcast rights. New people are going to be running the show. Jenny Storms is taking over, and she's running all of the marketing campaign ideas. She's put together a whole new media team. And now the whole world are going to see what the rest of the world should already know, but don't. Now, you take pioneers in this game who's come up and made a name for themselves. They come up and made an identity for themselves. They came up and basically put themselves in a position to be great, some of these players. And the great coach can get the best out of you. If the Knicks was going to make a decision, the best decision that they could have made was hire Mike Brown. They finally got the coaching decision right. So now it's up to Knicks fans. Are you ready to blame Mike Brown if you don't win it? Mike Brown has never won a championship. As a head coach. He was the Lakers coach for a little bit, and Kobe had to get him up out of there. Cleveland, for all y'all thinking LeBron would play with the Knicks, LeBron had him fired from Cleveland in order for him to come back. He could not come back with Mike Brown as the head coach. Sacramento Kings fired him without warning, unceremoniously, cowardly fired him. So Mike Brown is very outspoken, very passionate, and this is exactly the kind of guy the Knicks need. So when Jalen Brunson decides he's going to go on those streaks where he's going to go one-on-one and do his thing, when it don't work, Mike Brown got to chew his ass out. Now, that's what you need. But it's funny to me that now that they got the coach Mike Brown, none of the Knicks experts, all these Knicks channels was, man, we not getting Mike Brown. Look, we ain't talking about Mike Brown, because Mike Brown ain't the guy we get. Who are the people they've been talking about all these weeks? Who are the people they really finna get? They ain't got him. They got Mike Brown. The same person I told y'all they was gonna get in the beginning. I said they're interviewing these people. All the attention is on these other guys. These are the two candidates they're focused on. And now Mike Brown gets the job. None of these Knicks guys was talking about him. And Knicks fans only listen to those Knicks fans. That's why they don't know anything. And then once it's done, they don't go back to listen and say, well, damn, who's feeding y'all that information about all this? If y'all such the Knicks thing got so much insiders, how Cena got more information than y'all? That's something they need to ask themselves. How did I possess more information on the subject than you did? It's quite interesting. Now, the way I see it is this. I've seen so many different people come along, do certain things that just don't measure up to what a true head coach should be. And Mike Brown has definitely measured up to what a true head coach in the NBA should look like and what it should be like. But do you have the personnel to get the job done? Person could be as great as coach as he wants, but if you don't have the horses to win the race, then I don't know what to tell you. Now, move forward. Let's look at the other teams that have gotten better. The Cleveland Cavaliers have gotten better, who's the number one team in the East. Boston and Indiana, who were at the top. Well, Indiana was in sixth place. They just went to the NBA Finals. Boston, who was next to them, just lost Tatum, so they're going to be out of the equation. And then you have Detroit, you have the Knicks, and can they make it? 76ers are going to be back. Joel Embiid will be back. Maxi's there. You got a team there that's going to be ready to take them to the next level. But the Knicks just signed a 2-year deal, well, 1-year deal, and took the guy from the 76ers to booster their bench. who played in the African, or he played for the African team that Luol Deng got, or South Sudan. Yeah, that team, and they came in and did what they had to do. And to be disrespected like Gilbert Arenas did, disrespecting South Sudan, it just attributes to the the low vibrational fruit. Yeah, the low vibrational fruit tree that they come from. Now, moving forward, let's see where everyone is. Right? Because I'm seeing the charts and it's not looking good at all. This chart looks pretty bland. And I'm quite sure there's going to be some movement, but Cameron Payne, I see, is still on the team, right along with Shamit. Now, if you're thinking of coming back with them next season, good luck. I just don't see you being a real threat in this division. Miles Turner leaving Indiana to go to Milwaukee, that could be something, make Giannis stick around. They lost Brook Lopez. They lost Dame Lillard. That was a horrible, horrible fallout. Now they stuck with Dame's contract. That was a horrible experiment. That just went completely wrong. I think Dame is hard for him to play with other superstars. He's somebody that needs to be the only superstar on the team. He's one of those guys. It's just his game is like a vacuum. It's kind of hard for James to do that, but James knows how to curtail his game around other stars. But Dame believes he's the star wherever he is. So the split of the family was hard on him too, but that is what it is. Now, let's get to Deandre Ayton going to the Los Angeles Lakers after a buyout from the Portland Trailblazers. Here we are. LeBron's big three. That's right. LeBron James' big three. And because he has the big three, he's now in a big old pile of doo-doo. That's right. Because of LeBron James, this big three of his is not what it's cranked up to be. Oh, no. On the surface, it looks like this is something outstanding, right? Wrong. See, on the surface, it looks as if this is nice and smooth and laid out, right? Like silk. But it's not as easy as it's crafted. I'm so happy they have Deandre Ayton, and they signed him to a 2-year deal. He averages 14 and 10 on losing teams. This is all number one picks. Luka's a number one pick. Well, he wasn't the number one pick in the draft, was he? I don't think he was. But he's a first round pick. Ayton was the number one pick, and LeBron was the number one pick. Now, is this for LeBron or is this for Luka? This is for Luka Doncic, actually. It's not about LeBron James. LeBron was saying in the media to make it look like it's his team. If the Lakers got to show me they're trying to win a championship, or I'm going to force a trade. First of all, dummy, you're a player in the last year of your deal. Okay, here's your $54 million or your $52 million. We're going to pay you this year. Then that's it. They're treating you as such. There's no parting gifts, nothing. Now, if you want to come back for one more year after this, fine. But we'll do a 1-year deal only, paying you the bare minimum, the league veterans minimum, where you can go. Then they could do a tour thing for you, and that will be it. And we can just wash our hands on this LeBron James crap because it hasn't meant anything to the Los Angeles Lakers franchise, as the Clippers now have a bigger stadium and is absorbing a lot of your business. Golden State's on the other side, sucking up all the revenue. Sucking it all up. Meanwhile, y'all getting all the press. Now, let's talk about Deandre Ayton, please. What Deandre Ayton are you getting for your money? Want me to tell you what kind of Deandre Ayton you're getting for your money? You're getting a Deandre Ayton that's not going to be there for you when you need him the most. This is Deandre Ayton who's lazy. He's uninspired at times. This is a Deandre Ayton that if you're on my Patreon, you already know. I'm going to let you guys know. He's addicted to adult film stars. Okay? And women of the night. You want to put him on the Lakers. Cool. All these IG models, thoughts, whatever. This dude has went all the way to adult film stars. And he has wild fetishes. And you want to talk freak offs. All right. That's what Phoenix, Arizona days. And he ain't there no more. And the Portland Trailblazers, they couldn't wait to get rid of him. So now you bring that to a team that's expecting championship. You just found your new AD, the new player to hate on. Meanwhile, Austin Rivers' contract after this year, next year, they'll be able to pay him the money that they want. So he turned down the 4-year, $90 million to wait and see what they're going to do. They're either going to trade him at the All-Star break or at the end of the year, sign him, or get his deal wrapped up at the end of the year, or let him test the market. Then you risk getting nothing for him. I see this as a growing lesson for the Los Angeles Lakers. Their concern is going to come from their bench. They don't have one. Their bench was very unproductive until Vincent woke up and decided, after being asleep for 2 years on the Lakers, he woke up and decided, hey, I can shoot the basketball now, like I did in Miami. So he was back having a game, but you can't depend on him to close out games. His thing is basically playing in spots and roles, and he knew how to get his and move on from there. I remember when they blamed D'Angelo Russell. They brought D'Lo back just so they can make him the scapegoat. They brought a lot of people in to the franchise just to be the whipping boy for the media, while LeBron James stayed unscathed. So naturally, looking at all of this, people are going to, wave their hand and say, I got questions, right? What would be your questions for Deandre Ayton? Because Deandre Ayton is somebody we all knew and we all thought we knew until they go into the situation and talking about the buyouts and said, well, the leadership, mentoring of big men such as Donovan Klingman, his buyout was clearly what the Blazers wanted. He's 26 years old, but he's not performed like a $30 million player in his recent seasons. So Portland was more than happy to save some money on their salary cap while focusing on their younger guys. Meanwhile, Ayton, after those $30 million contracts, is only getting a 2-year deal for $16 million. His rep wanted this buyout. Said they approached about a buyout, and Ayton was wanting to play a winning situation. You were in a winning situation when you was in Phoenix. And you helped turn that to a losing situation. Players resent your lack of effort on the defensive end, you getting back on defense. Now, this man for his entire career has averaged a double-double. But just because you get a double-double don't mean you're going to win the game. Now, here's the concerns. This man has had countless times that he's had problems. He goes through like he got bipolar issues. I'm not trying to taint him. I'm just saying it's a lot of things going on with Deandre Ayton. So bringing him on to the Lakers is exactly what I want LeBron to have to deal with. That's the screaming and noise. Well, they tried to make it look like, oh, it was Ayton's decision to save the franchise. Wasn't the case. The buyout happened because he displayed throughout the season a pattern of what they call unbecoming behavior of this man. He was late for team flights, practices. He skipped his rehab appointments. He was throwing temper tantrums in the locker room. He got benched for his poor efforts. He saw himself as a cornerstone and a big deal in the NBA, which he wasn't, which he didn't act like it. He was carefree and he's loud. Now, Deandre Ayton. Good luck to you. Hopefully you turn the corner in a new leaf here. And now that you are on clear from waivers, let's see what happens. The Mavs are supposed to be getting D'Lo, though. So D'Lo's going to find a home and still be in the league. Now, Jordan Clarkson is supposed to go to the New York Knicks. And that is a better pickup than what they had last year. He got a buyout from the Jazz, and he looks to be going to the New York Knicks. Well, they tried to trade Jordan Clarkson during the season, but there was really no deals that people could really make with Jordan Clarkson, so they decided to just buy out his contract and just let him go. Wasn't a lot of teams interested in him in that position, and if they was, they weren't willing to make a trade with Utah for it. And the real situation was Clarkson was wanting to play for the Knicks, but they weren't going to trade him to the Knicks. Danny Ainge is not doing business with the New York Knicks. So they ended up just buying him out and letting him go. I don't understand myself why so many people see things in so many different directions that don't even align with each other. That's crazy. I was just thinking, when you go down the realm of defending yourself and handling yourself in the right way and taking the right and proper steps to get to this level, what is it that you're really doing? Like, if you're DeAndre Ayton, the best thing for you to do right now is to be on your best behavior. That's it. Russell Westbrook was never going to play for the Knicks. I'm sorry. Jason Kidd is staying in Dallas. As a matter of fact, he's going to get an extension. I know it hurts. It hurts people sometimes to see that. Well, Jordan Clarkson's last 2 years haven't been outstanding, but this might be what he needed. Sometimes when you're playing on a losing team, it has a huge effect. Rockets got Clint Capella back from Atlanta. You know, Capella is still, lucky to be in the league because all he could do is catch lobs, no moves. Guys like that wouldn't even have made it back in the 80s and 90s. They'd have been out the league. I've seen so many guys with no offhand in the league. It's just too many of them. Yeah, it's tragic, in my opinion. Now, as far as everything else, um, let's say we talk about let's talk about the Pistons in the Central Division. Pistons signed Careless LeVert to a 2-year, $29 million deal. And that's supposed to bolster the bench. Like, I don't know what's going to happen with Beasley. But we do have a bit of a scoring problem. I just don't believe that the majority of these guys who are in this game today really understands what it's like being out here. As you see, a lot of stuff talking about Malik Beasley and his alleged lawsuit, facing a lawsuit for gambling and that investigation. I mean, the stuff they talking about was in his Milwaukee days, not our days. So that ain't got nothing to do with the Pistons. All his business about his gambling investigation, his garnished wages, his multiple lawsuits, predatory loans, I just wish him the best. Well, Duncan Robinson is now going to be a Detroit Piston. We might could use him like Miami used him. We can bring him in when we need threes or something, but defensively, Duncan Robinson is not going to help us. A lot of people still believe in this LeBron James going to Dallas crap. Jesus Christ. Stop sending me that, please. I've addressed it. The video's out there. Please take time to watch it and enjoy. He's not going, okay? LeBron James is not going to Dallas. Let me be wrong on that if I'm wrong on it. But he's not getting traded. He's not going to Dallas. ASAP. This the type of team you want to play for. Why the hell would he be leaving? Go to Dallas. No, he's staying right where he's at. So on that note, it's your boy Carcino saying shouts out to Kwame Brown, Bust Life. I want to say what's up to the real ones out there that still cover sports. Welcome to HDI TV, 78 Sports TV, real ones, Blood Boxing, real one. And everybody else out there, man. Sports Talk with Jose Rodriguez, who's always been keeping it down, man. So, hey, I'm out. Blessed to have y'all. See y'all on my Patreon, which is Carcino for Life. Appreciate y'all in that sense. Very blessed to have y'all. Come over here and spend some time out your day. Enjoy y'all 4th of July weekend. Get out and enjoy that sun. Especially if you come from a place that don't have a lot of sun. All right, I'm out.